What's up, everybody? I hope y'all having a good evening. I think this is Tuesday or something like that. Yeah, Tuesday. Anyway, uh, guys, I talk about a lot of different stuff, and one of the things I've talked about several times is about the sun is dying. I've pulled up a couple of things about referring to the solar reflector, the idea that they needed a solar reflector. I've also talked about several years ago, China fired several thermonuclears at Neptune to jumpstart the gas giant into making a new sun. And of course, we've all heard about the trials of China and other places trying to create a new moon, and also to take control of the moon. And so there's a lot of stuff out there, and other things I've talked about too is that Earth, planet Earth, or us as a species, has been relocated from where we used to be. In our solar system, or else we've been moved to another planet. But I've long been saying that we have been relocated, our planet or our solar system has been relocated, either going to something or away from something. And in the past, I have talked about this object that scientists, astronomers, and everything else have talked about coming from the center of what they call the center of the universe. And it's destroying everything in its pathway. And what's coming behind it is something completely new and virginal, as they might say. And also, there's something similar happening in the center of our galaxy, our own Milky Way galaxy. There's a lot of stuff going on, guys, and some of y'all have said that y'all blow me off thinking I'm crazy. Well, yeah, I'm crazy. Of course, I'm crazy. I'll tell you the first thing I'll tell you I'm crazy as a bat. But so are a lot of other people. No, I'm not saying that I'm right or anything like that, but I want to read to y'all some of the stuff. The other thing I talked about the other day, I said the sun is dying, and they're talking about our planet going to be having a cold winter this year all across the planet. Also mentioned that because the sun is dying, we are going into a ice age, a mini ice age. I've talked about this. And a lot of people have called this that we went into a grand solar minimum, and our sun is starting to wake up, and it's throwing off this excess energy like someone stretching, waking up, whatever you want to call it. And that's the reason we're getting so many solar flares and CMEs and all this other stuff. I'm saying it's completely opposite. I say our sun is dying and it's throwing off the last vestiges of its energy. One of the things I want to bring into about this, guys, is there's evidence that actually, if you look at it, and the way I do, because I'm crazy and I smoke good marijuana, is that in the past we have gone through several ice ages. It's evident, we've seen on some of the archaeological digs that we have gone through ice ages. My contention now, guys, is because of this evidence pointing this way, is that perhaps, our sun, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'll back up here. Our sun is really, really on the solar or on the galactic scale or the universe scale is very, very small, like a little pea in a jungle. It's very small compared to a lot of the others. What I'm saying is that our sun and perhaps several others in the past have been gaseous planets like Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, and all the others, even Venus with all its mist. That we've had several suns in the past and they have reached a boiling point, so to speak, and imploded or destroyed themselves. And that's why we have these mini asteroid fields that travel along with our galactic orbit, also with the Van Allen radiation belt, and the asteroid field that envelops our inner solar system that prevents a lot of us, a lot of travel outside of our inner solar system, which I mean is past Mars. Anything past Mars is considered outer solar system. From Mars, the end is considered close by to the sun, if y'all don't know about this and everything. But the inner solar system and outer solar system divided by the Van Allen radiation belt and Mars. Outside of that, there's a big distance between the two planets and everything, the next planet. So my contention is that in our past, when we have reached an ice age, is when the gas giant planet, not star, because stars, if y'all know, man, Some of these stars are big mamas. Our sun is just a little bitty eraser size thing on the grand scale. We have gone through many gas planets that have expired their gas and imploded like they do, and then created an asteroid belt. The Pleiades or whatever it is, Perseids asteroid belt, and there's several others that we've been going through over the past years, and they've been increasing. So my thing is that our sun is dying. That's the reason they put up the solar flare or the solar reflectors, 3 or more, and all this other weird stuff is going on and everything. I want to read to y'all an article. I don't do this very often, so I'll read to y'all an article that I saw today on Google News that kind of helps identify some of the stuff, or at least pinpoint to that perhaps I am right. I always like being right, of course, we always do. This comes from the Severe Weather out of Europe, a magazine or a website, whatever. A substantial stratospheric cooling event is now being observed over the southern hemisphere following a massive injection of water vapor. Strong cold anomalies are being detected in the stratosphere over the southern hemisphere. The anomalous cooling results from the water vapor coming up from the January Hunga Tonga eruption, volcano eruption. Cooling on this scale has not been seen in modern satellite records. So this is a significant event. And if y'all don't know anything, most of our weather starts over our southern hemisphere, not the northern, but it makes its way around like a spiral. It works its way up. Okay? So with this going on, we have a cold weather front that's being basically created over the Antarctic. If y'all don't know, there's several HAARP arrays in Antarctic. So this is being created over the top of the Antarctic, and it started swirling pattern, and it will work itself up. We are looking at an ice age event coming, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that will affect, they're saying, for the winter of 2023, but this will start like a snowball rolling down a mountain, a series of events that will lead us into a mini ice age. I hope y'all have a groovy day, and I hope you get ready. Oh yeah, one other thing, Gidget, if you watch this video, there's some awesome looking food you got going on. Later, taters.